Okay, we are streaming to the YouTubes. Hello, everyone, once again. We are back at HOBO, the HOBO Racing League, and the HOBO Cup Series. We are winding this season down. Tonight marks 3 races remaining in this season. Man, I can't believe we're already at this point, but here we are. We are down to just a couple final drivers here, pretty much in contention. Our boy Mac Daddy's still leading the points. We'll get into that in a moment. But for tonight, though, it's another race that could prove to be very competitive and could throw some unknowns into this. Not quite to Talladega's extent, but I think we'll still see it here at Homestead-Miami. This race got pretty crazy in the first run-in earlier in the season. Same track, same number of laps. Pretty much nothing different compared to what we went to in, I believe, race number 6. Perfect time for that. As after that sneeze, I'm gonna let my man Zach Rogers introduce himself once again because he is back with me as always.
Yes, sir. Here at Homestead-Miami, as you said, 3 races to go. Jeff Stickenis is on pole for the first time this year. You want to say, last week you said competitive track. Well, competitive track indeed. We've got Jeff on pole for the first time this year. And while he is very much kind of out of it at this point in the chase, he's still looking for what could be his 3rd win on the year. Little funny stat nugget here. Jeff is either top 5 or no top 10 at all. He's got 19 top 5s and 19 top 10s. So that's been the kind of season that we've seen out of Jeff, a little similar to Keith McLean, who is our points leader. But Keith has had a near flawless chase so far. But it looks like he might have got a little too loose on his Q lap. He starts 15th. Same could be said for Caleb Lingle, who's down in 14th. I know I just kind of skipped down the whole running order, but just noticed that, so I wanted to point that out. Let's go through the whole starting lineup, though, in order. On the front row with Stickenis is Herman Reese, who is going to be looking to try to close that gap down. 65-point gap from him to Keith McLean coming into tonight. Harry Codian, one of our chase drivers, still looking for a win. He'll start in 3rd with Steve Grant to his outside, who I'm watching currently on track. Eddie Rayleigh, Ricky Bumbalo are in row number 3. Fugate and Troy Donahue, row 4. Good qualifying effort by Troy. And then Ryan Johnson and Dan Rubino, they round out the top 10. Duke Sorensen, Irv Johnston in row 6. Noah Wetzel, Caleb Lingo, row 7. Keith McLean, Wiley King in row 8. Wiley did not set a lap time. Neither did Randy Smith or Ron Simpson. 18 drivers here tonight, Andrew.
18 indeed. And I think, yeah, with Jeff on pole, which, again, that is crazy to see Herman, Caleb, nor Keith on pole. That is quite the shock. But Herman starting 2nd, 65 points behind Keith McLean with the, and yeah, as you mentioned, Keith starting back in 15th, the slowest driver to take lap time, because, yeah, he definitely had a moment on his lap when he ran a 34-second lap compared to Jeff's 28.9, so... yeah, he's going to have his work cut out for him. Caleb's going to have his work cut out for him. Caleb is 113 back, I believe. Let me double check that here. It is, yeah, exactly 113, which is ironic.
That's his car number.
His car number, yeah.
How about that?
So maybe that's a good omen. Maybe that means that he'll find his way forward.
Could be, might not be. Well, time will tell.
Only time will tell. Ryan Johnson starting 9th, as you said. The winner of this race back in the spring. And this spring also provided a pretty crazy race as well. So I don't know what is going to happen here tonight. The door could be wide open here, or it could get slammed firmly shut if Keith has a good run and Herman and Caleb do not. Caleb has to pretty much win the race in order to stay in contention, I would say, heading into the final 2 races at Martinsville and Phoenix, which, as you mentioned, Zach, 2 tracks that really do favor Mac Daddy.
Yeah, Martinsville, what version are they running for Martinsville? Is it 2012 SDT, or are they running Game Track?
I believe it is SDT.
SDT could be very much kind of like this. It's probably a little bit more field spread, though, at SDT. SDT, there's really no fall off on that track, so It'll be kind of similar to tonight, but it'll be basically whoever's got the best setup that can hang on to it next week with the talent and the skill and the setup, of course. But SDT is basically just hit the brakes really hard, send it into the corner, and hope it sticks and you don't run somebody over. So we'll see how that goes. And then if it's Phoenix 2011, or I think you said it's like Phoenix modified or something weird.
I think that's what I saw. I could verify that.
Phoenix is more of a KJ track, to be honest. I don't recall too much how Keith does there, but it is flat like Milwaukee, New Hampshire. So you would think it applies, and should see Keith do just as well there regardless. So yeah, I think Herman, has really got to be on it tonight. And, Keith might be starting at the rear of the field, but that doesn't really mean anything as long as he doesn't wreck out like he did in the fall race here last year.
Yeah.
But KJ did not make it tonight, so he does not have to worry about wrecking out in turn 3 on lap 1 tonight. He can just sit back and relax.
Keith, on the other hand, here is going to be biting his nails here because he, in the first running of this race this season, DNF, was involved in a wreck pretty early on, and just tried to trudge it through as long as he could. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold on. And yeah, Phoenix modified is what the schedule is showing for the championship race.
Not sure if I heard of that version.
We'll have to find out. All right, so there we go. My last little bits of everything cleared up there. Credit to Eddie Rayleigh. I'm gonna send a quick shout out to him starting in 5th place there. We'll see what he can do to convert that. As the field is going to be taken to the grid here as we speak. We'll hop on and off track. And 94 laps on tap here for tonight. Zach, you and I were just kind of talking about the pit window. If we do make it to those green flag pit stops, we're looking at about the 20, I believe we said 29 to 32, anywhere in that realm, depending on how you run it.
Yeah, it should. These drivers are probably going to want to try to make it 32 laps on at least one stint if we do get that far along in a green flag run. Because ultimately, if the race does go green, it's a 2-stop race. If you can go 32 laps on at least one stint, you can only, you can get away with just going 31 on the other 2 stints. But if you go 30 on a stint, then it's going to be tough going 32 on 2 stints because, typically Homestead, you can usually definitely get 33, 34 because of draft. But that's on tracks of Homestead that you usually see like a second to 2 seconds of fall off, and you can use some draft to help you save fuel. This track, there's really not a lot of grip loss, so these guys are going to be mostly running it almost like a short track, almost kind of like a big Bristol in a way. It's going to be very rhythm based, and you just want to make sure you don't get that right rear too hot tonight. Otherwise, you're going to spin her out. We could see guys spin it out on entry if they go in too deep. And if they're carrying too much speed on exit and they're turning too much and their right rear is hot, they'll spin out on exit. So I believe, as KJ has said, turn 3 on the first lap tends to be hairy. So we'll see how hairy it is.
Well, we will find out here very shortly. The pace car is going to make the turn, and down he goes. Jeff Stakanis and Herman Reese on the front row here. Harry Cody and Steve Grant, row number 2. We are down south, southern Florida, baby. It is 94 laps at Homestead-Miami. We are green flag racing for the 3rd to last time this season. Eddie Rayleigh already in trouble.
They might not even make it to turn 1.
I think he saved it. Wow.
Andrew, you might hate it, but I love spectator cameras that just stay on the grandstand and you just can see it from afar as there's contact between Cody and Steve Grant, 3 and 4. Oh,
Dan
more
Rubino
cars sideways.
Spinning.
Oh, Keith McLean just ran in the Wiley King.
Watch it. Ron Simpson just saved him. Boy, there could have been so much that could have gone so much worse for so many drivers there.
I'll tell you what.
Moly.
The history predicted that, not us.
And also, I just realized something. Do you know what I did to Eddie just now?
Jinx them on lap one.
I can't get over this anymore.
And Dan Rubino,
Before they even took the green.
has already had enough. He done.
He done. He was the only Rubino in this race. I don't think Steve's here.
Let's see what happened here to Eddie Rayleigh first, Andrew.
Wheel spin, maybe?
Oh, it looks like Harry might have stripped the gear.
Oh, yeah, Harry did not get going. Yeah, there's
Harry stripped third.
Ooh.
Right on the green, man. That sucks.
Man, yeah, he's going to be struggling now all night. Great save by Eddie. And a good save, actually, by Noah Wetzel. We just kind of zoomed in on him there for a moment. But now let's see what happened with Harry and Steve. Steve actually got by the 13 on the high side. And it was Harry. Steve that started to get loose.
I don't know if Steve really got loose there, did he?
Yeah, he slowed down quite a hefty amount there. So it looked like it was maybe starting to step out, and he was getting out of the throttle to try and hold on to it, and Harry was right there. That's at least what it looked like to me.
Yeah, you're right. Nope. Yeah, Steve definitely got loose and he checked up big time, and Harry just had nowhere to go.
Let's see what happened with
and then
Dan, the 44 round. Oh!
Dan gets run over or not really run over, just kind of a little bit of
Troy.
squirreliness. Yeah, he was getting squirrely, and Troy was getting squirrely, and Dan got the worst end of that. Got a ton of front end damage.
Yeah, Dan actually did nail the wall there really hard, so I think that's why he said, well, no point in that.
And then Wiley hit the brakes real good to avoid any calamity, and Keith, I think, didn't think he was going to slow up as quick as he did, and Keith gave him a little pop and spun him down the track. So yeah, all kinds of crazy shenanigans right there. So many shenanigans, I'm not sure who might have pit here. I'm going to go take a look. Looks like Steve Grant came in, Lingle came in, Donahue, Rayleigh, King, McLean, Cody, and all came down pit road.
Enough guys pitted that it has promoted a lot of guys up forward here, including Noah Wetzel. I believe that he will be 5th.
And now Ron Simpson, Randy Smith coming in along with King again.
Duke Sorensen, Herb Johnston have stayed out.
I'm surprised we got the lights on still. I would have thought they would have shut off after 2 times by pit road. Looks like it's one of those homesteads.
Yeah, but they run them as they come.
Well, so we went 2 laps and we got no Rubinos in the race, Andrew. No Steve Rubino tonight. It was still a very nice little points battle there between him and Dan, but
yeah,
I'm not sure how I think they do award some provisionals here, so I'm not sure how that'll really work out, but Dan will at least get more points. Dan should pass Jason San Diego in the points there for 18th. He came in 1 point behind the 22 driver.
Man, Jason not here tonight either.
See, not really any other close battles going on outside the chase. You're looking inside the chase, there's plenty of battles. You got Duke Sorensen came in 14 behind Eddie Rayleigh for 10th. Jeff Stekenis came in 4 points behind Steve Grant for 7th. Steve Grant 33 behind King for 6th. Fugate 34 ahead of King. Fugate is 19 behind Ryan Johnson for 4th. Everyone's a pretty even spread throughout the chase. The real big jump is from Cody and to Stekenis. That's a 98-point swing. Lights are off. Let's see if anyone else came down the top off. Looks like Troy Donahue, Steve Grant, Randy Smith all came in to top it off one more time. As you mentioned, you got Noah Wetzel up there in 5th, Sorensen 6th, Johnston in 7th, and I believe Ryan Johnson. Did Ryan Johnson pit or not? I already forgot. I'm going to go take a look. He did not.
I think Caleb may have pitted, but only for maybe fuel.
No, they all took 4. Everyone that pit that first time by, they put 4 on it.
They did all take 4, okay.
Yep. Really no harm in not taking 4 tires, or rather in taking the 4 tires. There's so little fall off that after that 1 lap, the difference is probably like 100th of a second, which that's 0.01.
Yeah.
Like that's probably about the grip gain right now. And their tires might be a little warmer. I'm not really sure what the tire heat's like tonight.
I would imagine it's probably going to be pretty high based on the speeds that we've seen them hitting. I saw them hitting about 196, 197 going into turn 3 during practice.
Yeah,
So you got to
I
get that woad up.
was I was watching them last night when they were doing some tests on some guys, and they can hang about 170, 175 through the corners here.
We'll come back to the green flag here, lap number 6. As predicted, turn 3, lap 1 was pretty chaotic, and indeed it was. Let's see what happens this time around, especially now with a very mixed up field. Green flag back out with Stickennis in the race lead. And Reese and Bumbaloo, the top 3 at the moment.
See if we can get through turn 3 this time without anybody getting overly loose.
Still love that flyby shot off of turn 2. Fugate around the outside of Wetzel there. That's for 4th.
Fugate's ahead of Wetzel. Caution's out again.
Caution right back out. And oh no, Keith!
Man, that is huge for the chase.
Oh, brother. Don't tell me, boy. Did he? Oh no. Harry
So
Kodian.
let's see here. Now Keith is loose. That's 2 cars that have gotten loose in front of
Oh, you're
Harry
right.
going into turn 3. Yeah, Keith gets loose, tries to lock it up to save it. Harry nowhere to go. Harry hard into the outside wall, and then Keith is just kind of. Oh, Steve
lost it.
Steve lost it and slid into him. I'm surprised Keith sat there for so long. Keith got himself towed. His car should be fine. That was not heavy contact.
Wow.
Keith
Lucky he didn't
kinda,
flip. He was close to flipping.
yeah, Keith, I think, just sat there a little too long, and the game towed him. That's gonna hurt him. He's gonna go down. I think he'll go down 1 lap. Okay, they just towed him to a stall. Yeah, so he'll be 1 lap down. Significant damage, not severe. Oh, he's just gonna call it.
Yeah, he must have had engine damage or something that we couldn't see.
I wonder if the Steve Grant hit, if it did one of those weird things where it, like, even though Steve's car slid into the rear of Keith's car, if it, like, almost went through his car, because they run the old core and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost wonder if it was one of those weird things where it just killed the car on impact, even though it wasn't that bad of a hit. But maybe he wasn't just sitting there. Maybe it is just the car was just done. So Keith is going to finish tonight 17th, no laps led.
Holy moly. Can you believe that? But yeah, you're absolutely right. I was looking at it and I thought, oh, that might be Harry. And, but no, yeah, you were right. Keith just lost it and Harry was right there and really nowhere for Harry to go. So even if he wasn't there, Keith may have saved it, but even then, that would have still cost him a ton if he did save it. So
I think the killer really was Steve Grant. Came in there late, and
yeah. Even then, I mean, Keith still took a heck of a hit to the wall. I don't think that he would have been that competitive even if that didn't happen.
Right, but that doesn't really matter. You want to keep going.
You do want to keep going. Yeah, you want to gain as many points as you can.
You want to try to salvage the damage. And yeah, Steve might have hit them either way because Steve went into the corner running the top.
He's going back in pit road himself. Harry's going to have damage as well.
I think Steve was doing his best to hit the brakes and turn down the racetrack to miss Keith, and they're running such loose setups because they can. They can get away with the cars being this loose once the tires heat up. They just got to get through that first lap. But so Steve is trying to turn down the track and slow down because he knows Keith's car is going to come back down, and it just spun on him. And I mean, either way, he was probably going to hit the 28.
Yeah.
And that's just ultimately because of the lane he picked going into 3.
Yep. All those split-second decisions. That makes the big difference. Oh my goodness. Blaine just popped in chat saying that Ricky Bumbaloo wins coolest name on earth. Well, first off, I can agree to that. Also, thanks for swinging by, Blaine. You just came in for a swing in the championship that we may see here tonight. Herman Reese, the door has opened up big time He was 65 points behind. It's give or take about 5 points per position, roughly.
At the top, only at the
Yeah.
top. Then it drops to 4 per position, then 3. I believe if I'm recalling correctly from last week, if we got 20 car fields, the most you can gain is about 70 or 80 points. So, as long as Herman gets a top 3 tonight, probably wants to try to win here because that's a few extra points. If he can get by Jeff and start leading laps and maybe get that extra 5 if he can lead the most laps, that'd be big for Herman. That would essentially reset them heading to Martinsville next week. Um, which would kind of turn it into like a bit of a 2-race playoff,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in a manner of speaking. So, I think if Herman finishes 3rd tonight, I believe he would gain that 60 to 65. He was 65 back coming in, so he would basically be right there. If he can get 2nd or 1st, he could potentially overtake Keith by give about 5 to 15 points.
Oh boy, still a long way to go. We're not going to jump the gun on anything here.
Well, we can't even go a lap, so
Yeah, we've got our 2 quick yellows here, so we'll see what happens.
we'll say though, I guess you don't want Harry behind you because you're probably going to spin out
You're
going
gonna
into turn
spin
3.
out just because, that number 13 is scaring everybody. Hey, he's still
That's
10th. He still scored 10th. So,
that's
see
who
what he
I'm
can
going
do
to
with that.
watch on the restart. I'm going to see who does Harry rather spook this time. Eddie's the one in front of him.
Eddie already had a moment on the initial green flag. He's got his teammate Caleb in
That
front of him. Caleb
Eddie,
now can
let's
definitely gain something.
let's get it right. Eddie only had the moment because Harry lost 3rd gear.
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. And I jinxed him. As green flag is back out. Oh my goodness. We're only 10 laps in and already storylines all over the place. I love it. Ooh, Bumbaloo, a little high. Wetzel getting low, getting a little loose, but manages to hold on to it. And here we go into the trouble corner. Gonna keep our eye on the midfield here. 48 and 9 going side by side. They're going to hold on to it for now. Eddie holds on to it.
Hey, we made it a lap.
And we made it. We made it through there. And Jeff pulling a bit of a gap at the moment. So far, everyone holding relatively stationary. I wonder if this is by design. Everyone just going, all right, let's just run out some laps here. And giving themselves a lot of separation. I say that. Duke Sorensen didn't go over the pass on Wetzel, is in the wall. Ooh, gets it off there in a hurry.
Yeah, he got lucky there.
Opens the door for Caleb, who's going to breeze on by. Woohoo, the 48 is all over. Hold on to it so far. That is now P6 for the 113. Door damage for that 48, who is going to be trying to hold on to this thing as best as he can. Ryan Johnson's going to try to get around him next. Gives him some grace there. Top 4, round up by Fugate, and then Duke Sorensen actually kind of lurking there in the background. And running some pretty sporty lap times, so get to the 59, top 5, all separated by about an even playing field at the moment. 78 underneath the 48.
These guys at the bottom of the top 10, they're trying to get by this 48 as quickly as they can. He's a little squirrely.
Ooh. Harry pushed up there just a little bit. Yeah. He's doing a good job of holding on to it, but yeah, you can tell that is not a happy race car. Is that 48, and everyone is working their way by him here. It looks like once Ron Simpson goes for that move there, and oof, a little close, but they'll get by safely. Irv Johnson, Troy Donahue, brief side-by-side there, back for 13th. And Steve Grant appears to be a little bit off the pace.
He's
probably from damage.
More than a little bit. He can't even get that thing over $180.
Yeah. That 11 is going to be suffering if it even makes it to the end of the race. You know how that old engine damage will sneak up and bite you.
Oh, there he goes. He just ran a 29.8. He might not be too far damaged after all. He might have just been taking it real easy.
Yeah, that's not bad. Only 6/10 off these guys who are in draft up here in the front, so not bad at all. Okay, Lingle's on a charge at the moment. Currently with the 29.0 on the board and right on
Lucky
the tail at
Bumbalo.
59.
Bumbalo just ran his fastest lap of the night, 29.161. That's second only behind Lingle.
And all these guys inching a little bit closer to Jeff Stakanis, who his best lap right now is that last lap, 3:01. None of these guys have pitted yet up here in the top, I believe top five. I believe Caleb did, yeah.
Caleb did, but it was only a 1 lap difference. I'm not really sure who pit under the last yellow. Probably not really anybody, because again, it was only like a lap.
Ooh. Caleb going for the outside.
I'm seeing a lot of guys run the top here. It looks like the top line is preferred on this version.
He's going to get a great run here. He's going to try diamond the corner, swing it to the inside. Beautiful move there for Caleb Lingle. Winner of, oh my gosh, I just totally blanked on how many races he's won this year. I think it's
four.
Four.
4 races for Lingle.
Okay. I was just thinking back to Fontana and probably the one of the best battles that we've seen all season long, won by that 113.
A lot of guys are ripping off their fastest laps of the race right now in that draft train.
Yeah, looking really good here. As you said, they're finding their mojo here, and with the tire wear being really non-existent, they're able to let it rip pretty good here. I think, and Zach, I'll also ask you, when it comes to tracks like this, I feel like handling tends to become the bigger thing. You can just be that little bit more aggressive when you're on the fresher tires. It may not cost you on the lap time, but if it comes down to the end of the race and you get that late race caution, I think that's probably where it would help you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, really, this track is so fast that even being 1/10 faster on tires will be a big deal, because if you can rip the top, you're that 1 to 2 tenths faster, your tire difference, right? You can get a pretty good run and probably sling past someone's slide job. It looks like someone might have spun out on the back straightaway. I'm not sure who that would have been.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, and
checking lap times. Oh, it was Caleb Lingle.
Are you serious? Oh yeah, he's gone.
He's down in 11th now. Let's see.
Yeah,
this
34-second lap there.
Oh, he caught it. Okay, so he almost wrecked it off of turn 2. Caught it to go straight. Had to go through the grass. I'm actually surprised he saved it, because he was still locking up the fronts as he went into the grass. Usually that sends you spinning, but he was able to catch it. But yeah, he definitely locked up the fronts a little bit. He is down on some mid-corner grip here.
Oh,
that's
boy.
not what you wanted to see the 113 do, because Caleb's thinking, man, Keith wrecked out. I have a good chance to gain a ton of points too. Well, now he just went from running potentially in 5th down to 11th. Still a lot of race to go, but a setback. Those 6 spots could mean something here these next 2 weeks. Because
You're
remember,
absolutely right.
Herman came in 65 behind Keith. Caleb came in 113 behind Keith. Caleb came in 48 behind Herman. So he wants to try to close on Herman here at the same time too. So he didn't need that, because if Herman takes the points lead, Herman's gaining points on Caleb as well.
Exactly. So it almost at this rate feels like Caleb is in a must-win here tonight, regardless of Keith wrecking out, and that would be the only hope for him to get into that window that Herman is in at the moment, given the fact that we'd be heading to Martinsville with just 2 races left. So that would be big for him tonight.
Ideally for Lingle, a win tonight and Herman somehow wrecking out would be a great night for him, because if he could win, he would pass Herman in the points, and he would probably get it down to about 40 or 45 points behind Keith.
Now, Caleb did just get by Harry Codian, so he's back into the top 10. He's going to set his sights on a little group here. That's Eddie Rayleigh, Wiley King, and Ron Simpson. Actually, Wiley looks like he's possibly trying to shape up a move here on that 112 here soon enough. That'd be for the 7th position, and they are closing on Duke Sorensen, who that car looks like is starting to fall off on pace just a little bit. He's dropped to 6. He's actually got the wall. He's got a lot of side damage.
Top
So that's
four
going to
have
affect
driven
the handling.
away, and now, you know, we talk about Keith, Herman, and Caleb being the main three, but given the situation here, you also got Ryan Johnson, who is now up to 5th, and Fugate, who's been running in 4th. They are still just on the outside cusp. If they could get a 60, 70-point gain tonight, they could kind of throw their hats back into the mix. If something were to happen to the top three, both of the next 2 races, they would be in a great spot to capitalize. So it's still not completely out of the question for those two in the title fight, but they are kind of in a spot where they need a miracle.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, top 4. They're looking fantastic. They've stuck together, which, of course, the Cup Physics draft isn't as crucial, but it definitely pays dividends in the long run. And these guys are all able to stay together. Ryan Johnson back by himself in 5th place at the moment, and Duke Sorensen continues to go backwards. He just got passed by a couple guys and is now going to fall back, it looks like, to 9th. As Eddie Rayleigh, Why the King, and Ron Simpson all get promoted a position. Where's Caleb? Oh, yep, there he is. Okay. I thought he had another moment because I just got caught on the pace car there.
Irv Johnson has fallen to last on the track and 16th behind Steve Grant. Now he's got some side damage on the passenger door.
Or he's getting
Duke
a little
Sorensen
tight, perhaps.
down to 9th. So 59 went from 5th to now 9th. He's definitely probably got a little more fall off than some of these other guys. Not as good of handling. You mentioned the door damage on the 59 ain't going to help either. But most of these guys up front, I'm looking at them, most of them are only showing about 3 to 4 tenths of fall off. Someone binned it. Oh, that was Noah Wetzel. He's still running now.
It. Ricky Bumbalo came within a millimeter of the wall there as we were looking at that.
Oh my gosh, Noah Wetzel went to pit, caught some of the grass. He was big time in the grass. Troy Donahue almost got taken out, man. Holy cow. Noah just turned too far to the left and went in the grass instead of taking the access road. And Troy Donahue barely got by in time. And now Wetzel has not tried to pit again, so I'm not sure what the game plan is now.
It's running out, I guess. Because he was one of the guys that did stay out and is yet to pit.
Yeah, he needs to pit here. I think maybe next time by.
I think with these guys having stayed out but haven't run a good few caution laps.
Yeah, that'll help them get to 33 probably, maybe 34.
Yeah, maybe even a little bit beyond that. We'll find out. But we're within the window now, and these guys have only, as you said, they've only lost about half a second on their best laps. So the fall off is pretty negligible. And everyone's still pretty much running where they are.
If there was anyone to watch, if Caleb was still up there, him and Ryan Johnson might have had maybe a shot to draft up to the front 4 a little bit, but they would have only been gaining like an inch or 2 a lap. Not really anything crazy. Like I said, these guys, they've only fallen off that 3 to 4 tenths. You're starting to see Herman, Bumbalo, Fugate, they're starting to fall off now just because of that dirty air effect that, you know, that's wearing their right front tires that little extra bit behind the 31. But Jeff's been in clean air this whole time. He's sitting pretty.
Catching Noah now, so
we'll see. Pit stops coming up. Fugate and Stekenis are coming
down.
In here.
Lap 34. So as you said, yep, we've got that magic window now where that 2-stopper looks very likely. Herman Reese, Ricky Bumbalo stay out. Ryan Johnson is in. Eddie Rayleigh, Wiley King, who actually Wiley just got by the 112. They stay out along with Ron Simpson.
Now remember, Andrew,
the pit line.
This pit road, access road, it's kind of like Vegas, except Vegas had about 3 lanes of width. This is only about 1. So, got to watch it. Bumbalo's going to come in. Herman's going to stay out another lap. Herman might be expecting someone to get a little aggressive, maybe clip that grass.
Yeah. Yeah, that would save him a ton. As we got these other 3 still staying out. This pack has stayed together this entire time, 95, 112, and 25. So they stay out. Caleb Lingle stays out. He's probably going to push the envelope a little bit. Harry Codian also still out on the racetrack. Out come the 31 and 9 and 78. 78 actually looks like he may have gained a bit of time on pit road there.
Comes Herman. Down the access road, Ron Simpson going to come down as well. That'll give the lead to Wiley King. Remember,
Ooh,
who did pit under, I think, that first caution. So he's got a few more laps of gas in the tank.
that's true. Yeah, absolutely right. I remember seeing Wiley pit there. So yeah,
Lingle will be
these
in
guys
here
might be able to
too.
go further.
All right, Wetzel's trying to pit again. He's taking it very easy.
Did Bumbalo just drive through pit road or something?
Wiley King is pitting. I'll get a rain check on that.
Yeah, it's something. Or did something. I don't know what I just saw. Something's not racking my brain here. Oh, Bumbalo pitted the lap before. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. I just had a total stupid moment.
Eddie Rayleigh, the leader here, is coming in this time. Ooh, Duke Sorensen, I think, might have just had a moment. No, someone else did. Someone had a moment up here.
Yeah, something was up as we're
Oh,
checking.
Ryan Johnson got really loose and had to catch it right off of pit road. First lap off pit road. Oop, oop. Oh, he locked up the fronts big time to save that. That's going to hurt Ryan Johnson here on this long run.
As Eddie Rayleigh pits. Steve Grant has not pitted yet either.
Noah Wetzel is out of gas and is inching towards his pit stall.
Here Kodian comes in. He got some laps led there. And
Some of
now,
these guys hoping for a yellow. Randy Smith now stays out.
as does Troy Donahue. Jeff Stakanis. Oh! Herman just had a moment. Big moment.
Yeah, that was not as bad as Ryan Johnson, but that was pretty bad.
Ooh, that's a heart in the throat moment there. He's going to lose a couple positions, but
Now,
not catastrophic.
he didn't smoke him, which is good. He locked him up a little bit, but he didn't smoke him, so it wasn't a full lockup.
So he loses, I believe, 2 positions there. And
Randy
he's going to
Smith
try
will
and
pit.
regroup.
Now Troy Donahue gets the lead a lap.
I'll tell you what, Randy Smith and Troy Donahue, I feel like they both have led more laps than any of us realized in this season.
Well, they like to do the long run.
Oh, they really do.
They might not be up there with the leaders, but they go that extra lap or two because of the slightly slower pace. See Troy taking it very cautious here, though. He does not want to bring out a yellow for anybody on this access road.
And we're coming to complete 40 laps here, as Jeff Stakanis will inherit the race lead once everything cycles out here. He's out there pretty well by himself. Fugate now second. Again, all this after they cycle through. Bumbalo third. Reese fourth. Ryan Johnson fifth. And yeah, credit to the 73 and 78 for holding on to that. Wiley King, I believe, will be 6th with Caleb Lingle 7th. So Caleb clawing his way forward, but he's still got a ways to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, under green, there's only so much time you can gain back.
Yeah.
When there's four tenths to fall off, you know?
Yeah. He's having a hard time doing that. He is running this 95 down hard, though, to try and take that position. Ron Simpson still there with them. Eddie Rayleigh dropped back a little bit.
See how Caleb tries to tackle making this pass on Wiley King here. This will be for 6th place.
We get the run there after good diamond through the corner. To the inside he goes. Wiley doesn't fight him too hard there.
Now Ryan Johnson's next ahead for Caleb, and we know Ryan locked up the front tires there about his first or second lap after his pit stop, so he's going to be a little tight. Yeah, he's down already into like the 29 threes. Granted, he is kind of by himself. No draft really around him. He might get some here off of Troy Donahue here in a lap or two, but Caleb ultimately needs to try to keep in draft. As you said, though, Andrew, not a ton of draft, but the draft is still going to help these cars about, 2 to 3 tenths. So you can get in draft, you can set up the next move, keep going forward.
Exactly. I know that right now I'm sure the 9 and the 85 you got to be thinking, hey, let's maybe and maybe there could be some draft there if the 85 could get just a little bit closer. And then maybe they could try and close in on Jeff Stakanis, although right now their lap time's looking pretty even. Ricky did close by just over a tenth on the 9. But yeah, the 9 and the 31 all but even there, all just a couple hundredths off of each other. Herman Reese with the 29.6. So yeah, maybe a slight bit of
It's
wear
lack of
after that
draft.
save and draft.
Yeah, lack of draft. I mean, Stakanis is leading the field, and he's only running 29.46s. So when he was leading the pack, he was running 2s.
Yeah, and right as I
Even
say that, Herman ran a 2.
even Fugate, he's running 4. He's running Bumble's running a 3.8.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
the draft. Herman just got in Bumble's draft there, so now he's going to start setting down some faster lap times. So draft definitely crucial tonight. Might have thought maybe not so much, but it's such a high speed track that the draft definitely is going to play a factor tonight.
Absolutely. I was just keeping an eye on Ryan Johnson here. He's dicing through lap traffic, and Irv Johnson's not giving him a whole lot of grace at all. Irv gets a little sideways. I don't think Ryan's going to be too pleased with this 49. Although the 113 is now right on the tail of that 78 here for a top 5 position. And Caleb still has to gain those points on Herman, but Herman running 4th, Caleb 6th, going to be 5th here probably soon.
This will likely be the highest Caleb will be able to get without one of the top 4 having a problem or making a mistake, or without a yellow, because it's just such a big gap. It is about 3 seconds here from him to 4th place right now. So while he'll probably get some push draft from the 78 and some of these other guys, he's likely not going to be able to close any further on his own without, as I said, the help.
Yeah, as he completes the move there around the outside there. He's got a good handling car, but, well, aside from that moment from earlier, but that put him in this position. But, yeah, we're going to need a bit of luck to get himself back up there.
I'm looking
Fugate
at
now under fire.
Looking at Harry Codian. Harry Codian's got damage on the left side of his car. What happened to him?
Ooh, that's the last thing you want to see.
Oh, there was an incident back on lap 42. Harry was going around the outside of Noah Wetzel through turn 2. Wetzel clipped the apron, came right up into Harry, got him into the outside wall, and then Harry was trying to catch it and almost spun it and slammed the inside wall, driver's side first.
And now, yeah, these guys have caught him. No yellow flag. Fugate getting a little extra draft there off the 13. But yeah, now this 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are getting a little more condensed. Don't know if it'll be enough to try and close on the 31, as he just got a little bit of draft from the 11.
They should start running some 3s and 4s here if they can get lined up and get in a rhythm. I mean, Jeff isn't getting any draft from in front of him, and the only one he's got behind him right now is Steve, and Steve is a little off the pace. So once Jeff is kind of running by himself again, you should see those 3 from 2nd to 4th start to close, especially considering Jeff was the first to pit along with Fugate. Bumbalo pit the lap after, and Herman pit another lap after that. That's only about a 10th on a long run, maybe half a 10th, but it's all about the draft. It's not really about the tires. It's going to be about the draft.
We are well into the second half of this race now. It's been a great run that these guys are on at the moment. And yep, there's those 0.4s compared to Jeff's 0.5. So only a 10th, but hey, a 10th is a 10th.
Slow but steady.
And yep, 2.3 seconds, the current gap between those guys. And that final round of pit stops probably coming in about another 12, 13, 14-ish laps.
Yeah, I would say 12 to 14 because they were able to go to about lap 35, 36 because they had laps on their yellow, those first 2 cautions. But now this run will definitely be only probably 30, maybe 31 laps. So I would say, yeah, 65 to 70 will probably be the big pit window just because of how late some of these guys were able to go, because you had guys that did pit under caution, such as King, Donahue, Randy Smith, etc. So we will probably see an elongated pit window from about lap 65 to probably lap 70, 72. And then everyone will be able to make it to the finish.
Something interesting that I'm looking at here is the fact that Caleb Lingle is still, well, that lap wasn't quite as fast, but is still running, honestly, the fastest laps on the entire racetrack. And he's got no one with him. He did have
Yeah,
some
he's
help there from
moving.
Harry, but yeah, he's hauling. So I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
looks
I wouldn't
like
count him out of this battle here for a podium yet.
he's mostly gaining on Stakkenis, but he's not really gaining on the three in front of him because he doesn't have the draft. We'll see this time by. Oh, he did that time by. That time by. The top four actually, they were all in the 29.6 bracket, and Caleb's still down there in 29.4. So Caleb's got something hooked up here, but he's got to be careful because the thing's hooked up, but that means it's really loose. He steers over a little too much. Next thing you know, he might be locking up the front tires to save it, and all that time he spent gaining is going to go
Oof.
down the drain. So he's got to be careful.
He went Kyle Larson line through that corner. Didn't hurt him though. Another 0.4 and another 0.2 gained on this field here.
Steve's got a little more pace than I gave him credit for about 5 laps ago. That thing's not as damaged in the draft as I thought earlier. So he's actually doing pretty good at helping Jeff stay in front of the 3 behind. I think, though, Fugate's got about the same tires as Jeff, so if Bumbalo and or Herman were able to get by the 9, they might be able to start closing a little quicker.
It's Jeff and Jeff show 1 and 2 right now. When you get right down to it, those guys actually lost a 10th that lap to Jeff, and Caleb 0.3 gained. Bumbalo's saying, you know what, enough of this. I think I'm faster than you. Let's go for it.
If Fugate does have a little bit of door damage, it looks like on the right side.
Maybe getting a little bit tight this late in the run, and Bumbalo up to second, and now he's going to lead this charge. Will that benefit them? I mean, you know how it goes at like Daytona and Talladega. Some cars are better at leading, some are better at pushing. Bumbalo's maybe feeling like he's got the better lead car right now to try and make this happen. And yeah, look at the speed that he's got there. I know they were side by side behind him, but yeah, he let loose through there.
It's going to hurt them just a hair because they had to pass Fugate on the bottom. But once they get lined back up, they should start to flow. But now them passing Fugate let Lingle most likely get within draft. So you might see Caleb close right up to these next 3 in front of him. And yeah, he's within a second of Fugate now. He should start to get some draft.
Fugate looks like he's starting to struggle, as pit stops will be looming here very, very soon. We are on lap 60 of 94. You may see our second round of green flag pit stops here shortly. And yeah, will these guys be able to run down? That 31 is currently 2.4 seconds, so that gap has been pretty darn stable since we last checked on it. That time it was 10th gained.
Yeah, they closed a little there because now they don't have Fugate, who's on the same tires as Stakkenis, in front of them. Bumbalo's got the 1 lap fresher than the 9, and then the 73 has 2 lap fresher than the 9.
And Herman's looking pretty well locked up here despite that moment that he had earlier. Bumbalo good to get a nice run off the corner there with that little bit of a diamond there. He's went up to the wall, came back down. Let's see what it was that time. About the same.
Lingle just got by for 5th, or 4th rather. I'll tell you one thing that has hurt Herman on the year, or especially here in the chase. He's been a little overly cautious when it comes to pit road entry. Now, nothing wrong with that here tonight, in my opinion, because it is a narrow access road, and you already have 28 who's wrecked out. He's not going anywhere from 17th place, so I think Herman can afford to be a little cautious. I wouldn't worry too much if Caleb finishes 1 or 2 spots ahead of you. As long as he can bring it home with the top 5, maybe a top 3, he's in a very good position for the championship.
And how things changed just that quickly as we were talking with Keith being out of it. As Wiley King got the move done for 6th place on Ryan Johnson. To anyone that is tuning in late here, Keith McLean, Mac Daddy, our points leader, has wrecked out early. He is going to finish second to last of the cars that started, which is 17th. Herman Reese with the door wide open. Now just takes 2nd place for himself as he got by the 85. So
Lingle's there, man.
And yeah, he's there.
These guys. I am very impressed by the speed out of this 113. What a rebound after that save he had to make earlier.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. And I think these guys are still inching closer to that 31, but now we got exactly 30 laps to go, so pit window's wide open as well. You can pit whenever you want, and you'll be in great shape to make it.
Yeah, but you got to be careful, Andrew, because we have seen guys with big saves. All it takes is one guy not saving it. Next thing you know, the yellow will be
Here we
out.
go.
No, oh, Jeff's pitting. Herman thought about it maybe, but
Jeff is in. So is the other
Fugate.
Jeff. Yeah, Fugate, I think it's like, get these tires off of me, please.
Now, I think if you're Caleb, you want to try to get in front of the 85 and or the 73 here before they pit if you can. I believe Caleb pit the same lap as Bumbelow, so he might be coming in this time by.
Yeah, we'll see if they stick to the same strategy that they pulled the first time around. Looks like they will. Herman's pitting with him as well.
Well, Caleb's actually going to go another lap. Herman pits a lap earlier than he did last time. And Herman did a pretty good job here, it looks like, here on this access road. Wiley King is in. Ron Simpson.
Well, that's surprising. Wiley King pitting now. Thought he was one of those that stayed out a bit longer. There's Simpson.
Oh,
There's Wiley.
Ryan Johnson actually went in the lap before Jeff Stekenis did.
I think Ryan was really starting to struggle there, so he's going to try.
Ryan got really loose in 3 again, but he caught it without locking it up. Lost some significant time, though.
Stekenis back onto the racetrack here. Came off turn 2. And looking good there for that 31. Fugate. About a straightaway behind. Doing the same.
The cold tires when you come right off a pit road and go into turn 3 seems to be really sketchy for these guys.
Gonna follow Herman Reese here for a moment as he comes out. Ricky Bumbelow a little further behind. We'll see where Herman comes out in relation.
He might be ahead of Jeff.
Oh, he
almost.
is.
Jeff with a bit of a slower stop than the 73.
Jeff will get back by him, but oh boy, Herman's there.
It might have been a difference of getting on and off pit road. Herman, though, really squirrely there through 3. He's going to lose some of that time, but he is within striking distance. He's well ahead of Bumbelow and Fugate, and Lingle is still on pit road. Something is...
Oh, don't tell me you got the 30 seconds.
He got the 30-second penalty, I think.
Oh, you're serious.
What happened? What did he mess up? Oh, he looped it coming in.
You're serious. Yeah, he's in neutral. Is he getting towed?
No. Oh, he hit the pit wall.
Oh my gosh.
He Larsened it. So he Larsened it, and I think because he went to the outside of the pit wall and then turned it back in, the game considered it an unsafe entry.
Oh.
So, I mean, I told you, you gotta keep it under you. You put all that work in to gain all that track position back. You're in a great position to gain all these points because Keith wrecked out, and then you make another mistake. God, he's probably kicking himself.
Wow.
I mean, that's probably going to be the end of his chance at this championship.
I think you're absolutely right.
I mean, unless something crazy happens the next 2 weeks and he
Oh,
can get all the luck back. I mean, that's it. That's the mistake you can't be making.
Meanwhile, I'm going to mention this here. Herman Reese is going to have some choice words for Herb Johnston. Herb just cost him a couple seconds. Boy, that wasn't cool. And yeah, now Ricky's right back on the tail of this 73. But on the flip side of that, now the 73's got draft.
Oh, wow, Herman was stuck behind him for 3 full laps. He was running 30-second lap time. Someone just had a moment.
And turns 3 and 4 there. Yeah, I don't know if Herman...
Oh, that was Caleb again.
Okay, yeah, now he just ran at 29.3. So yeah, he just got stuck, and Herb Johnson was saying, nah, I'm good. And boy, yeah, I think there's gonna be some choice words about that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Herman can catch Jeff now. That cost him about 0.8 a lap, 3 laps in a row, 2.5 seconds that he had gained coming in and out of pit road better than Stekenis. Went right down the drain. Down the drain, man.
Right down. But he's
got
the push.
Donahue's been the leader here, and he is finally going to come to pit road this time by.
He went quite a ways there.
officially give the lead back to Stekenis. Well, as I said, it was going to be 65 to about 72.
Yeah, well, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That's yeah, Herman gonna be human.
Caleb is running as hard as he can, and he can only run about a 30.1 by himself. I mean, that he
Yeah, look at the
hit the
front
pit
end.
wall, as I said. Yeah, the front end's pretty much cooked. I mean, I hate to see it, man.
Yeah, you and me both. Great car, but Caleb Lingle throughout the season has had moments of great luck and great results, and luck and stretches where just nothing would go his way, and everything just went sideways. And unfortunately, it's going to happen again.
It's actually kind of ironic. He's very similar to Larson. Like, Larson's the one who did that 2 years ago at Homestead, hit the pit wall going in as hard as he could at Homestead. Caleb is very much a driver who lives right on the edge of how loose he can make it. And, maybe about quarter of the time, half the time, it bites him and him alone. And other times, as you said, he has the bad luck, gets in somebody else's mess. But he's very similar to Larson in that aspect, that he's just so loose everywhere that sometimes it's too much to handle. Honestly, in terms of NR, he's very similar to KJ in that regard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I definitely can see the similarities, even with how they race, too. KJ tends to be a little bit more aggressive, and Caleb, of course, very aggressive, as we've seen throughout the season. We're checking in on a little battle here for 4th place. Fugate, Ryan Johnson, and Wiley King all under a blanket here. They're trying to make some lap times happen here. Ooh, Fugate way up the racetrack there. And then Ron Simpson, 7th. Eddie Rayleigh, 8th. And I don't even know who's 9th. Duke Sorensen, who's a lap down. Randy Smith rounds out the top 10 at the moment. Zach, this has been a great long run, though, that we have had. We had, what, those 2 early yellows, and that's been it?
Lingle loose again off of 2. Good catch. Yeah, I mean, Stekenis has locked it up on the laps led tonight. He's led pretty much almost all of them. Great performance by him. I mean, I think Herman would be 2 seconds closer right now if he didn't get held up by the 49.
Agreed. Yeah, we'll call a spade on that one. Just look at the lap time differences, but Herman's still pushing, no doubt about it. Gained 2 tenths, but when you got almost 3 seconds to make up in this amount of time,
I'll tell you what makes it worse too about the deal with the 49 is Irv's not 1 lap down. He's not 2 laps down. He's 4 laps down.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's obviously. I mean, we didn't see all of it on the stream here, but you definitely want to give some grace there. But still, Herman, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did stay out long enough that he did lead a lap. So that's 5 extra points there.
Yeah, I think he did. He did lead a lap, either on the first cycle or this previous cycle. So he did get his 5 bonus points somewhere.
So as they run, it's going to be 2nd place plus the 5 for laps led, which I think would put him at 175 points for the race.
Might be 180 right now because it's a slightly newer Winston format. If he can get up to Stekenis and pass him for the win, he would get another 10 for the win.
I think that would give him the points lead for sure.
Slightly different format.
Let's see.
We need them to give us the exact format so we know.
That would help.
Sometimes I'm not sure if it's it's only the top 5 really that's different, but sometimes I'm not exactly sure if I'm 5 points over guessing or 5 points under guessing.
Because we're
definitely gonna want to know for Phoenix, that's for sure.
Yeah. To anyone watching, we've only been going off of just kind of looking at the actual individual race results and tallying okay, who got points here or there and elsewhere, and that's how we're kind of figuring it out. By the way, we are now down to 12 laps to go, and they're
catching them.
They are hauling the mail. Under 2 now.
Herman is definitely gonna catch him. I don't know
if Herman
pass him. Jeff might be saving just a smidge here.
Yeah, and even if it's only a lap or two, Herman does have newer tires. He may start to sniff the draft off that 113 here soon enough.
I believe it's 1 lap difference for Herman because he decided to pit early with Bumbelow. He didn't go that second lap.
2/10 gained, down to 1.7 with 11 laps to go.
He's going to get there. He's going to get there. It's just a matter of can he get by him.
I am positive, absolutely positive, that Herman Reese will take the point lead if he wins this race. If he finishes second, oh man, I'm going to be very intrigued at where it ends up.
It should be definitely single digits if it's second. Either way, not sure if that would be in his advantage or in Keith's advantage, but it should definitely, I think, be single digits.
10th gain that time. Ricky Bumbelow starting to slip back just a little bit off of that 73.
Jeff's starting to get some wake off of Harry Codian here.
Yeah, and now, oh, Caleb just blew an engine!
Right in front of them, too!
Watch it!
That's going to bring out the yellow.
Let's keep that down on the apron there. Massive props to Caleb for that, but...
Yep, yellow was out.
Oh,
and Bumbelow got by Herman for a second because Herman had to check up.
Yeah,
that was probably a matter of time.
Yeah, true. I can't believe this. Waiting for the pace car.
Pace car's not moving yet. Pace car's moving now. They need to keep going. Yep, they're figuring it out now. They're like, okay, we need to go around some more.
Wow. Crew 3 and 4, the 113's engine let go, which, yeah, given what happened to him, it's honestly not surprising. No fault of his own, though. I can't believe it. Randy Smith will be, if they're still doing the free pass, I believe they will.
I don't know if they do it on the 10 to go. I kind of forget.
I think they still do, so I think that'll put him back on the lead lap.
Every league's a little different, and it gets confusing trying to keep up. Jeff not gonna pit. You remember, you gotta commit right now.
Yeah, this is the moment, and he's committed. He is coming in, along with, and I'm sure everyone's going to follow suit now. We'll see if anyone goes extra bold. Which I doubt it.
I don't know why. Troy Donahue is pitting lead lap cars. I think all the lap down cars are supposed to pit next time by, but
yeah,
Troy's at the rear of him anyway. He can pit. It's fine.
2 tires, anybody?
Probably not, because it's going to be worth a 10th or 2 to put 4 on it here. Maybe raise the track bar up, add some grill tape.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That's a good point. We are going to keep it at these pit stops before we get a replay of that yellow flag.
I mean, it's not much to look at. He just kind of blew up and spun out.
Yeah,
no one hit him.
We did see it live. Let's be real.
We don't need a replay.
We'll still do it then, but we're going to wait until we see who emerges where. Here comes Ricky. Here comes Wiley King.
Oh, Herman, not a great stop.
Oh, I think Herman may have even lost a position in the 95.
Yeah, he did.
But it looked like it was an unanimous 4 tires for everybody, so that will put everyone on the even playing field.
No one took 2. No one bothered.
Nope. Yeah, anyone that stays out here, up here, is just going to be getting a wave around.
I think everyone's coming in. They went pretty good run here. You don't want to stay out, take a wave around, and then self spin on the restart.
Yeah.
Even if you're at the rear.
Clutch is shown as what failed on the 113. Noah Wetzel also retired earlier on. So Caleb will get 15th. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll get a brief look here at that failure. I was running just behind Jeff. Herman was maybe starting to sniff a draft off of him. And into turn number 3. Let's off. Boom. And then obviously no power going to the rear wheels. The engine's not gonna, or the car's not gonna like that. Sends him around. Again, big props for keeping it as low as he did. which is very impressive. I don't think I could even do that.
That was a good thing that he kind of gunned it to the apron instead of just locking it up when it started to drop the oil everywhere and get loose. Because if he had just locked it up and stopped, Herman and Bumble probably would have had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
But he did a good job gassing it up down the banking to get it off the track, and then, smart play with the throttle and brake to keep it down there.
I think this will probably put us at a 4-lap to go restart.
If the lights turn off this time, yes. If not, it'll be, I think, 3 to go for sure. Either way, it'll be caution or checkered flag to end the race.
So, Zach, I will ask you as a driver. You're in Herman Reese's position. You know the situation. What do you do here?
Well, I'm going to go as hard as I can, but I'm not going to risk getting into anybody.
So kind of a middle ground.
Kind of a middle ground, yeah. I don't want to spin out either, because remember, cold tires.
Ooh, yeah, that's
true.
first
lap's going to be sketchy. I don't want to be the one who spins out.
Yeah, we might not even make it to the checkered. We'll find out. Jeff
Restart
has led from the outset, and he was looking pretty darn good there. He was under some threat from those guys behind him who were catching, but now he's got a mirror full of the 85. While the King is third.
No lucky dog, by the way. Yeah, so
and
they do not do no lucky dog under 10 to go.
Herman
Just
Reese,
like
Ryan
old
Johnson.
Bomb Squad. No lucky dogs, no waiver rounds under 10 to go.
Nope.
These drivers the admins that are the drivers, they want to just focus on racing. They don't want to be clearing black flags.
Nah.
And especially not with how loose they're going to be going into turn 1.
This is going to be sketchy. Very sketchy. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't make it a full lap here, but we'll find out.
Do you want to make that prediction?
Well, I know better than to say anything.
All right, they'll make it to turn 3, and then someone's going to wreck. That's my prediction. I'm hoping that I am proven wrong for the record, but I am predicting someone will crash going in turn 3, because that has been the theme of the night.
It's the theme of this track, and not just in this league. I've seen it plenty of other places. This track is slippery, but man, does it produce some thrilling stuff.
Here we go.
We're going to see a thriller here with a 4-lap shootout to wrap up the night. Jeff Stakanis, can he hold on? Great restart there by both him and the 85. Pretty even. Everyone a little more spread out behind them. Ooh, Ricky up the track. Wiley King to second.
Herman might take third.
Ooh, hold on there, Ricky. Here we go into trouble corner. Wiley, oh my goodness, look at him on the tail of that 31. I almost said 113. Does everyone get through? Looks like we do.
Yep, they made it a lap. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Free to go.
Now can they make it to the checkered?
Jeff Stakanis trying to hold on for this race win after leading wire to wire all but.
Herman with a bit of a higher line there through turns 1 and 2, trying to get a run on King to maybe try to go for second.
Thought better of it, just stayed in line for right now. Yeah, as you said, he's not going too aggressive. Again, checking in through the field. Everyone's still looking good.
Yeah, don't worry about the rest of the field. You worry about the front. Here comes Herman for second now.
As Fugate put Eddie Rayleigh on the wall. And yep, Herman will take that position, but Wiley may cross him over.
Yeah, he's got the run. He's going to do a crossover.
And this
that
is
could
all
seal it for Stakanis.
This is all benefiting that Steak and Shake 31. Ooh, Herman, great corner.
Herman with a huge corner. He's got a bit of a run on Stakanis, too.
White flag here at Homestead. Phenomenal race that this has been. Side by side for third. Bumbaloo trying to get that podium position. Harry Kodian down the apron there.
How
gets out of the way.
Does Herman get here? Herman's getting a run here off of turn 2. Those
this could be huge.
Points.
Gonna peak.
Here we go.
Trying for it. Side by side. Final lap.
Oh, it's going to be a photo finish.
This is going to be big right here. Stakanis with the run. Jeff, I think.
He got him 4 1,000ths of a second.
4 1,000ths.
31 thousandths. My man, what a finish.
Boom, man.
And now, Andrew, if
Yes,
it
sir.
comes down to 10 points, it came down to 2 inches.
The 4,000th of a second. Man. Great finish, guys. Great racing. That was fantastic.
Yes, it looked like Jeff maybe just gave the wall a small kiss off of turn 4, and I thought Herman was going to beat him to the line, but he got it.
I thought Jeff was going to get a bigger run than he did, so the fact that they stayed that close is incredible. That is so cool. And Jeff Stacanis giving it a burn down. He deserves it, man. He has not won since Papyrus way back in the season. So that's great to see him back in victory lane again. Whew.
Well, yeah, Jeff actually, yeah, he didn't even lose any speed scraping the wall, but he just got barely enough of a run. I mean, if you look at the TV2 camera, TV1 camera, they both show you a great angle of difference. It came down, maybe it came down to the splitter on that Dodge Charger. That splitter sticks out about another 5 inches to Herman's.
Yeah, you're right. That thing is
kind of makes you think the Ricky Craven Kurt Busch race at Darlington in 03. It came down to the Pontiac nose.
yeah. Yeah, you get right down to it, although these guys weren't exactly up against each other like that, but they kept it clean. And this is the best frame that I can get here. Look at that.
Yeah.
I should get Freecam up out here and check that out, but this will do. And I gotta send a massive shout out to our boy Ricky Bumbaloo on getting the podium. How much have we been hyping him up only for it to go sideways for him? He's gonna finally get a result that he deserves.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's the only one that got jinxed was Eddie Rayleigh on lap 1.
And that's because after that,
Then
I
again,
kept my mouth shut.
I might have jinxed Caleb a little bit because I did say he was making some impressive gains there on that second green flag run, just to spin it into the pit wall, man. Oh man.
Here's the TV2 look, just as they are coming across the line there. I think you're right. That splitter, I think actually, yeah, paid dividends. Oh, that's awesome.
Probably not really, but
Yeah, not
funny.
really. I mean,
funny to think about.
yeah, honestly, from this view, you really you would barely be able to tell. We'll go helicopter. Oh, that's a great shot right there. Man, closest finish of the whole season by a major margin. And I don't think it's going to be beat. 4/1000ths of a second. You know what? That may actually be the closest finish I've ever streamed. Ever.
I
I
mean, that
don't
is
think I've ever seen it closer.
really, really close.
Oh, man.
Okay, so as we said, we're not too positive on the points format. I believe I want to say the only difference is for the win, but depending how close or accurate this is, Keith McLean potentially gained or accrued 112 points today. In second, leading 3 laps, was Herman Reese. I'm seeing 175 points for that, so that is potentially a 63-point swing for Herman that would put him 2 behind Keith heading into Martinsville. Depending on the legitimacy of that could be 2 points for Herman behind, or it could be 3 points ahead for Herman. Again, not too positive on that one.
Either way.
Down to a position either way.
Yeah.
That's literally a position either way.
Like you said about the 2-race playoff that we've now entered in, that's pretty much where we're at.
And Ryan Johnson gained a good bit too, but he's still very much over a race away. It's practically down to the 28 and the 73 now after Caleb's mishap there going in the pit road.
Herman Reese has been on fire throughout the season. Keith has come to life here late in the season, and it is going to be a great dogfight between those two. Before, of course, we get any further into it, we will go ahead and get a word with our top three. And we will start with a guy, again, that I've been longing to talk to here for quite some time.
User was moved to
And
your
that is
channel.
the 85 of Ricky Bumbalo. First off, Ricky, do you copy?
Gotcha.
Man, you got third place here. Finally, a result that number 85 deserves, man. You got to be feeling pretty good. We're feeling good for you, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. It's the first time since last year sometime that I got a top 3 finish. It's been a while. I got to thank Herman Reese for the setup. Old crew chief there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you were up there all night long, running fantastically. Um, and yeah, as you said, Herman giving you the setup, but you still drove that thing absolutely beautifully. But how was it handling out there for you, and how did it feel being able to keep up there with pretty much everybody in the top five?
At the start of the race, it got a little tight towards the end of the fuel run. Um, so I just left. I had 55 tape, so that's part of the reason why it was kind of a little tight. That last green flag stop we had, I went ahead and threw some tape on it and it loosened her up. And it was a rocket ship. And me and Herman thought we was going to catch Jeff towards the end before that caution come out with a blown engine.
Yeah, we were watching you guys there. You were definitely barreling down. But at that point, then you guys lined up for a 4 to go restart. Um, I guess I'll just get your mentality going into that because obviously I know you were trying to go for the win. You restarted second, but maybe also knowing a little bit of the situation that Herman was in with the points. What was the mentality going into that restart as far as aggressive versus any other factors?
Well, I didn't want to bust my can, and plus I didn't want to, Jeff to get swirly and I have to check up. Unfortunately, allow Wiley to get underneath me, and that hurt my momentum. I think if I didn't have Wiley to get by me, I think I probably would have had a shot at Jeff and be a 3-way run. I did come back after a passing, but I just didn't have no time. I needed another lap to try to make something happen.
Well, still, man, that is a great run for you. I'll turn it over to Zach if he's got any questions or anything for our third place finisher tonight.
Yeah, Ricky, great run for you tonight. What more did you need maybe in those last 4 laps to go for the win tonight?
Man, just another lap or two. That's really all it came down to. I just ran out of time. I was being cautious, and I was a little over too cautious. Followed Herman all night pretty much. So whatever Herman did, I was going to do because I knew I was going to stay towards the front if I did what he did, and it paid off. Could have got a win in the main Cup Series. I've got 3 wins in the Whelen Modified. Trying to get that W here on our main series, so still working at that.
Well, still, man, you got pretty darn close tonight. And after some great runs that ended up not coming to fruition for that 85, tonight you finally got a great run out of it. So very nicely done. Just a tenth short. So great to see, man. Awesome job. Since you got me in the booth, though, whatever closing thoughts or shout outs or anything of the sort that you would like to give, you have the floor.
I want to thank Herman for being the crew chief and helping me out all these years, and it's been paying off. Got to thank Keith. He also helps out every once in a while. And Jeff Stakanis for Jeff being Jeff. Got to thank Steve and Dan Rubino for everything they do here at HOBO Racing and through all the years. This is the last hurrah for them. I'm glad I could be a part of it. So shout out to them for everything that they have done, and to all the guys past and present that's been in HOBO. Thank you for making this league as awesome as it's been. And also for all you sim racers out there, shameless plug, if you haven't got you a live race, what are you waiting for? Go to their website, their Facebook page, and sign up and get you a live race. Just don't do it on Tuesday because that's our night. And with that, I say see ya.
Sounds like a plan, Ricky. Great run tonight. Best of luck at Martinsville, my man.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
And Ricky Bumbalo, the guy that Blaine Donlon says has the best name on earth. And Blaine was also digging that finish, but great finish there in P3. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get them both in here. Let's get Herman.
User was
Let's
moved
get
to your
Jeff.
channel. User was moved to your channel.
Both of these guys.
Uh,
Jeff is.
I mean, have you ever seen more selfish of a teammate than this guy right here?
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I got to
That's
take them
crazy.
all, you know.
Guys, regardless, you guys are both now officially the holders of the closest finish I've ever broadcasted ever. I'm almost certain.
I just
4
told him,
thousandths.
I just told him, I said, I gave you too much room, but then he gave me too much room there at the end.
I knew I was going to have momentum coming off the top, but I didn't know how much. And I could see the tail of his car in my mirror, and I knew I just had enough.
You knew you had him. Oh man, that's so cool. Herman, I'm gonna start with you, man.
Yep.
I think the first question has to be: once you found out that Keith wrecked, what the heck was going through your mind?
It changed my race. I knew then. I told Jeff, I just got to ride around. And then Caleb had his problems, and I was like, that. It probably made it worse than if Keith would have ran, because it changed my whole strategy on how I was going to attack. So I was content riding behind Jeff there that whole first run, and then I don't know. I didn't touch my car. I don't know what happened. It was a wicket for the next 2 runs. So it was scaring me. So I was white knuckling, and in my rig, my chair was too close. I moved it before the race, and I was everything. I had a Charlie horse. Everything was going through my mind.
Man, you somehow got through a Charlie horse. I don't think I could do that. But still, well done on holding on to it. Prior to that caution, though, when Caleb blew up, you and Ricky were making some pretty good headway on Jeff. Do you think you could have caught him? And if you did, how aggressive would you have been at that point?
I didn't think Jeff was going to make it. I told him, I said, I thought he was short on fuel. And he goes, no, I'm too. I didn't know till after the caution he was too the good. This track demanded so much focus. This is probably the least amount of chatter we've had all year through our channel, because during practice, every time somebody said something, they wrecked. You know, it was just, you're on edge almost the entire run, running up there against the fence. And I think we would have caught him. Caleb helped him out a little bit with the draft till he blew up. But Ricky and I was popping off some 3s when they were running 60s. But catching and passing here on those old tires, that's 2 different things, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we knew you were going to catch him. The question was, how much little more tire was Jeff going to maybe have from running slightly slower on entry? Was he going to be able to defend you guys or not? That was going to be the real question. But instead, we got the fantastic finish we saw, which that was crazy. And in the moment, I actually thought Jeff scraped the wall. I thought he was cooked. But I went back and looked after, and Jeff got as close as you can get without hitting that wall.
Talking about off 2 there?
4.
Oh,
I'm talking about coming to the line.
He got so tight off of 2, and that's what allowed me that big run there on him, and then the dive down into 3. But I knew Jeff's setup, so I think Jeff ran the same setup I did, and I also gave it to Ricky. And Ricky, I don't know if I want to keep sharing with him as fast as he was.
He's getting fast.
Yeah, he was shouting you out a bunch during his interview.
Yeah.
Thanking you.
Yeah, we've been working with him on Mondays. He's one of the guys taking advantage of the Mondays coming in and doing some work. And but that was a lot of fun. And to be honest, I don't know how many near misses. I about wrecked, and then I almost got Caleb there. And once Caleb wrecked out, knowing the points, I wasn't going to get too crazy on Jeff. If the opportunity was there, it's basically, we kind of got a gentleman's agreement. Opportunity's there, you go for it, but you got one of you's got to win, right? Mm-hmm. That's the same thing that, Keith and I, we practiced all week, and we talked about how no matter what happens, one of us has to win this deal. So regardless of how it pans out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was looking at the points, and I think I got the point system down for sure now, Andrew. So pretty sure I can 99% confirm it is a 2-point gap that you now have to make up on Keith McLean Herman. 2 races to go. How do you approach these 2 races, knowing it's pretty much at this point going into Martinsville, it's the matter of, I finish 1 position ahead, I take the points lead.
I've got to win. That's it. I mean, Martinsville's is a really good track for me. Unfortunately, it's a really good track for Keith and for Caleb and a couple other guys. And
I
then,
hate it.
And then, yeah, Jeff hates it. And then Phoenix, Keith definitely outclasses me there, so I've got to hope for some adversity again. I hated to see it for him, but as we were practicing this week, I said, you realize that since you won that race in 21, you have wrecked out every one of these Homestead races since then. And we went back and looked, and sure enough, and then, it all came down to what happened to me earlier in the chase when I screwed up qualifying and then ended up having problems. And I knew qualifying. I mean, you asked Jeff if I'd qualified on the pole, you'd probably be talking to him about his second place finish and me leading. That's pretty much how it was with this track. Great track. I told you last week, didn't I, how great the racing was going to be?
It was
Just had to
freaking-tastic.
Get through turn 3 on lap 1 to show it.
Well, last year I took the pole, and on turn 3 wrecked half the field. Just got loose.
I gathered that looking at the export last week. I was like, oh, hey, Jeff got the pole. Oh, he didn't make it a lap.
I didn't make it a lap. Yeah.
That wasn't good.
You started out slow, and that's what kills you here. The slower you go, the worse it is.
Yeah. First thing I said to Jeff, we get through and the caution comes, I go, wasn't you this time?
Nope.
I was actually joking with Andrew. I was like, man, both of those first 2 cautions, the guy that got loose was had Harry behind him. So better keep Harry out of your rearview mirror if you don't want to spin going into 3.
And Harry's fast here. He had the worst luck. He broke 3rd. He got in the 2 wrecks. He broke 3rd. Then he broke 4th at the very end. And he was very disappointed. He had a great qualifying run for him. And I've been working a little bit with Harry on some things. These guys, we were talking to one of the new guys, is like, come in on Monday. Don't get here tonight and ask questions at 9:00. Get in here on Monday, get your stuff sorted out, practice. I mean, when you asked me last week about practicing with Keith, I said, well, we just this is working. So we just keep doing it. And we practice all this week. And then the beneficiaries, by the time I get in here tonight, Jeff's had a lot going on. So I'm like, here's the changes we made, put this in and see what you think. And that's pretty much why working with the team, that's the best beneficial. You get more feedback. You get 4 opportunities or 5 opportunities to better your car. There's so many advantages. The disadvantages, then you're racing your teammate usually for the win.
Yeah, you can say I don't like it coming out or whatever, or that change, and you kind of bounce things back and forth.
Oh man.
When he was driving away, I thought he gave that. When he was driving away, I thought, man, I gave him the wrong advice tonight. Damn it!
I'll tell you what. I don't know how far out I got, but I got pretty far.
The biggest gap that I saw when I actually checked it was about 3.3 seconds.
Yeah,
it did get on about a second and a half when that caution came out, so they were definitely closing. But
they were closing.
Yeah, Herman, I'll come back to you for your closing thoughts here in just a little bit. But Jeff, I'll turn. Go ahead, Zach.
I got a quick question.
How
much sooner do you think, Herman, you would have caught Jeff if you didn't get held up for 3 laps behind a lap car?
Oh, it would have. I don't know. I don't know if Jeff was holding. I felt like right there, but it's similar like Talladega. I felt like I was the faster car, but then when we switched positions in practice, when I passed Jeff, he was able to go, it was the same thing. It was like 50 horsepower being behind him. So I felt like if I didn't have to fight Wiley and Ricky on the restart there, maybe I had a better shot at it. I was more afraid somebody was going to wreck and I wasn't going to get the opportunity. Kudos to those guys for, the guys, everybody in the league did a great deal, but I don't know. It's hard to say. You have to ask Jeff that same thing because when we did it in practice, I drove away at one point, but when we were next to each other, whoever the back car was seemed like just had so much, the draft was so effective here.
Probably that. Go ahead, Andrew.
That's all good. But I was just going to turn it over to Jeff here real quick, and then we'll get closing thoughts at the end. Jeff, I guess the first question is, man, you couldn't live for your teammate? I'm just kidding.
Win's a win.
A win's a win, man. And I will ask you this because this is only your 3rd win on the season. Consistency's been paying off. I mean, heck, 20 top 5s, 20 top 10s. Yes, I'm going to keep mentioning that because I think it's a funny stat. But, man, back to victory lane finally. It's been a long time. It's got to be a good feeling.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I did tonight was just race the track and just stay consistent. That's all I wanted to do. Stay out front. Just stay consistent.
The only other thing that I can really think of outside of that finish, of course, is the pit strategy. You and Fugate tended to lean toward pitting a little earlier, whether that was because of fuel or just you opted to pit a lap or two
Yeah,
earlier.
I wanted to
I'm
leave.
curious on that.
Yeah, I wanted to leave 2 gallons in there, so I was a little quicker out, and that might have been a little more of a jump for me. So I left 2 gallons in there for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I knew at the end there that I would still be good. So I mean, I was going to be close, but I'd still be good.
Still a dominating performance, though, all in all. The fact that it came down to that close is amazing. But you led all but wire to wire. I mean, the only laps you didn't lead were during pit cycle.
Right.
So
78.
Yeah, 78 laps. That's fantastic, and that thing was well hooked up. Herman said that
Yeah,
his
thanks,
car
Herman.
suddenly he's sharing it to everybody. But Herman said that his car suddenly got really wicked on him. Did you feel any difference as far as the handling went throughout the race?
The second run, I about bit the dust in the middle of 3 and 4. Like it felt like it wanted to come around on me, and I really had to let up. So I gave it a few more laps of just kind of easing into the throttle, going through 3 and 4, and then once tires were good to go, then I was back on the horse. But that was only once, so that's pretty good.
Everyone had a moment at some point or another in this race. Zach, anything for Jeff or anything else? Zach, you still with me? If you're talking, you're still muted.
Yep, his mic's off.
Yeah, it's still off. So I guess
I knew at the end there if they were going to catch me, it'd be hard to get around me with the tire wear.
Yeah.
Also I wasn't running as hard as I could have just to kind of save tire a bit. So I was kind of debating on whether or not. So I was easing in the corners, easing in the mid, and then coming out hard. So I was waiting for him.
And just one other thing that popped into my head, and this could honestly go for both of you. Did 2 tires on that last stop under that final caution, did 2 tires even enter your guys' mind?
Hell no, it didn't.
No, not mine.
I've done it here before, and been successful, but there was no chance, there was no reason to gamble and get myself wrecked with my 2 closest points. If this is the March race here, I'm probably too tired.
Yeah, you could gamble then, but
Yeah, given the situation, I don't blame you.
I got a question.
Go right ahead.
So, Jeff, if it comes down to those 2 inches after these next 2 weeks, are you going to feel bad you didn't lift for your teammate?
Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not.
That's the right answer.
No,
yeah, you're right.
He's not gonna feel bad. He's gonna congratulate the teammate that didn't give him the setup tonight.
Yeah, right. Actually, that will be kind of rough because it's literally 5 points.
So Jeff will tell you a few years ago, the truck championship came down between Jeff and I, and it came down to the last race, and it ended by 1 point.
Yep.
The season seems like it.
Yep.
No, just as we thought Mac Daddy was going to run away with it, it has now come down to if we could end up in that exact same situation.
Well, actually, the difference between first and second is actually 10, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I led most laps.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. So it's only 10 if you lead the most laps. My bad.
Correct.
The points, sometimes the system confuses me. Now I understand why they changed
That's
it.
the old cup. That's the old cup system. And you used to get a point for halfway point. You know, they don't do any of that anymore. But yeah, it confuses us because we run the old points with the new format, and it's flaky, but it works.
Well,
all in all, good night. I want to thank you guys for broadcast tonight. We gave you a good finish. I think we gave you a pretty good race. All in all, not a lot of cautions. Gave you some breaks. Thanks to the horsemen, and congrats, Jeff. He's been on a down streak, so he's had a good week. Maybe keep it going next week.
I got 3 wins this week.
Yeah, we get him better at Martinsville maybe next week, and I feel bad for,
Maybe.
this is probably the first time that Keith and, your two top qualifying guys qualified in the back, and I just didn't take enough advantage of it. But, thanks to the Bino brothers, we only got a couple weeks left, and Hobo's 20+ year run is going to come to a unfortunate end. Those guys are going to retire, and we're going to start anew next season with a new group of people, and you guys will get to broadcast us. And thanks to everybody for racing the guys for doing a good job tonight.
Yeah, these guys that we race with are absolutely great.
I can definitely attest to that. So Herman, thank you for that. Jeff, I'll get your closing statement here as well.
What a great race. What a great finish. But yeah, bunch of great guys that I race with. The Horsemen is an absolutely great team to bounce things off from, and we have a couple +1s and +2s that are coming in and out. But what a great race. Good race today.
You guys, that was so awesome. And props to you both. Herman, best of luck on this championship fight now that it's gotten to this point. Jeff, massive congrats on finally getting back into victory lane, man. You were
Thanks,
definitely
sir.
overdue.
Thank you,
Best of luck,
guys.
guys. We'll see you
Thank
at
you.
Martinsville.
Yep,
Good job,
see ya.
Jeff.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
I realized I never went down the finishing results, so I'll do that here in a moment. But Zach, your closing thoughts on what we got to witness there. That was sick.
Yeah, great race, great finish. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a great race because we had those 2 quick yellows to start, but it turned into a great race. Guys got it together, wore themselves down, just took the 2 laps they needed to get the tires heated up, and great race, great finish. Crazy, crazy. Not every day you get to see a photo finish, especially on this sim.
No, I am so lucky to have been a part of that. I'll mention these finishing results here before we wrap it up. Jeff Stacanis, of course, with the win, only 0.04 of a second ahead of Herman Reese. Ricky Bumbalo. Did I just say Herman Reese won ahead of Herman Reese?
I don't know what you said. I wasn't paying
Jeff
attention.
Stacanis wins the race ahead of Herman Reese by 0.04 of a second. I'll have to watch that back. Ricky Bumbalo, great third place. Wiley King, great job in fourth ahead of Ryan Johnson. Ron Simpson with a great result in sixth. Fugate, Eddie Rayleigh, Randy Smith, Steve Grant. Steve Grant rebounds to a top 10, so props to him there. Troy Donahue, Duke Sorensen, Harry Kodian, after losing 2 gears. Irv Johnson, 4 laps down, last car to finish the race in 14th. Caleb Lingle, Noah Wetzel, Keith McLean, and then Dan Rubino, the full finishing results. Thank you again to Zach for coming by for this one once again. Looking forward to Martinsville and what that's going to hold. And we'll see if Keith can try to get that points lead back to an extended margin where he was before, or if Herman is going to continue to try and pounce on him. But right now, they are both neck and neck. So it is basically, as Zach said earlier, it is now a 2-race playoff between those two. We'll see everybody at Martinsville to see what happens. We'll see everyone at prime time on Saturday night for their ongoing season. Until then, a good evening to all. Take care.